Coming up this week on Two Noobs, President Trump gives a not State of the Union speech, and basically your local middle school broke out. Let's gossip. Then, daylight savings time. Most people hate it, but the question becomes, which time should we stay on? I say we permanently go to 25-hour days. Next, tooth in eye. Sounds like a form of torture, but can this surprisingly old procedure save your vision? And we conclude with a new S tier list. Some good movies, some not so good movies. We all know Matt wants to put Batman and Robin on God tier, so start the score.
Lame. Mm-hmm. What's that all about there, bud?
No, I'm just holding up. Isn't this the new thing? We hold up our signs.
Oh,
we'll get to that if you're topic
10.
one.
Yeah, if you're 10.
We'll get to that in topic one. Welcome in. It is episode 232 of Two Noobs Talking. We put the lame in. I don't know.
Lame.
Speaking of lame,
yes.
Have you heard of this company called Intuitive Machines?
No,
I have not.
No, what is it?
Have you heard of Athena? And I don't mean the Greek goddess of love.
Oh, damn it!
Goddess of.
That's what I knew that one.
Yeah.
So Intuitive Machines has been sending Athena to the moon, and it landed there. On its side.
Awesome.
Oops.
Again.
That's awesome. Again? I'm interested now. Again?
Apparently, this is the second time they have sent a probe to land on the moon, and it landed on its side. I think you guys might want to fix your calculations.
Just a little bit. Yeah.
Question. The 5 people that are involved in this project, are you good at math? Because if you are not, you should probably leave.
I was just going to say, I could volunteer my services, but I'm not very good at math. So I'm telling you right now, it's been proven on this podcast, I'm not very good at math.
Right.
So,
well, they're at least good enough at math to get it to the moon.
Yeah.
Landing on the moon is another story.
And, that's another step. So.
It's like they land and like, shit, it's on its side. Might as well shut it down because the solar panel's not going to, we're not going to be able to recharge it. Screw it.
It's not facing the sun there, Artie.
I'm like picturing them in the room, when the thing, it's like, oh, we're going to land. And then it lands and you're like, crap. Do they look at somebody like Jerry? What the?
I hope there is one guy that gets abused because he's like it's supposed to land on the feet guy.
Yeah.
It did it again?
What is wrong with you?
You said you fixed this.
We've been over this many, many times.
We're throwing pens at him because, like, dude, you screwed it up again. God.
It's like, that's it. You're fired.
$60 later, this guy's life on the line. We got stories.
Oh, God.
You are so fired.
Yeah.
Then it turns out he's actually cross-eyed, so he doesn't like the dude in Spaceballs. Who hired him? I did, sir. All right. Let me introduce the people before we get too far afield. Over here we have Jimbo Jones, John Tracy. Over here, well, you're not going to like this, Millhouse, Matt Craig. This is the first one that popped into my head with an M.
There you go.
I in the middle, I am Simpsons Christmas Boogie, Steve Murray. Simpsons Christmas Boogie.
Yeah.
Right. Well, again, let's talk about lame again.
Lame.
Who are these idiots? I guess in the news or just random morons who think that the New England Patriots can trade for AJ Brown.
That probably would be Chris Brockman of the Rich Eisen show. I think that might be one of them. He's been trying to get all kinds of fantasy. You know, I think he's a fantasy football GM, or at least attempts to be, or at least plays one on television.
Mhm.
I have no idea who he is, so that's probably a good thing.
Well, that is a good thing. Yeah, he's pretty much like, how can I put it, John, that you would know? I don't know.
Some tool bag that talks on TV.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, they all about the same to me.
yeah,
at this
and
point.
he is your typical Boston fan, like very annoying. Thinks he knows his sports when in reality he doesn't. You know, that
So
kind of a deal.
he thinks that the cap is going to get overrun because they got to sign all these players. The
Mhm.
Eagles do, like the media does all the time when
Yeah.
Howie Roseman makes these moves.
And that
he's
means
like,
AJ Brown
yeah.
is expendable.
Yeah,
Somehow.
yeah, Bill Belichick's. Oh shit, he's not there anymore. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't know that.
Yeah, that's probably why he has that taken. Oh, by the way, the quarterback, his best friend is AJ Brown, the wide receiver, and they've been together as friends for over a decade and a half.
Many
I
years.
really don't think they're breaking up. They could probably fist fight and still be playing. That's what real friendship is like, dude.
But John, Mike Vrabel, you know, he and AJ Brown have a connection from the Tennessee Titans, and so AJ Brown's gonna force his way out of Philadelphia.
Yeah,
And we don't have to trade for DK Metcalf. It's just easier to get AJ Brown in here.
That's what he sounds like too. That's pretty good spot on.
Probably.
Yeah, interpretation.
Probably. He's probably descended from those
Impression.
same idiots out in Canada who are like, hey, you know, the Toronto Maple Leafs really should trade for Sidney Crosby. Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm sure he'll want to come here.
And the
Like-
best they ended up getting was Scott Lawton. Right.
Hey.
Yeah. We'll cover that on another
Yes, we
podcast.
will.
Men in Orange and Black coming up. Cheap plug.
But as a favorite team of this podcast here, the Florida Panthers getting Brad Marchand is absolutely hilarious.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Talk about leaning into an identity.
Hey, sometimes when you don't have nothing, you need something.
That's right. He's really kind of leaning into his identity. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I really would not want to have to play on a line against Sam Bennett, Matthew Tkachuk, and Brad Marchand.
Although the amount of penalty minutes that those guys will rack up now.
Yeah, I know, but that's not like a normal line of racking up penalty minutes. That's a normal line, or that's a penalty line that can also score on your ass.
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
true.
like,
Yeah.
usually for a fourth line with mostly penalty minutes, you can just, if you're out there, just avoid them because they're not going to score on you. You don't have to defend.
Yeah.
Just run away from them. These guys, they're going to beat the crap out of you and put pucks in the net, probably at the same time.
Yeah, probably.
So
Yeah. Terrible.
it's not fun.
No.
Take the pass. Punch the 5-on-2 now.
Why didn't you get that one timer? Oh, I'm sorry.
Too
I was
much
busy over here.
beating somebody up over here. Oh goodness.
Oh, of course, that is assuming Tkachuk and Marchand are both healthy for the playoffs. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the W Energy fun fact because we're having fun already.
Oh yeah.
Brought to you by W Energy Drinks. Visit their website at w.gg or download the app to your phone, preferably Samsung. Use our promo code Too Noobs Talking, TOONOO Talking. You will get 10% off your order. Are you a sucker for ancient Chinese remedies?
Absolutely.
All the time.
Sweet. Well, gird up your loins for this one. Tiger's blood.
Oh my.
A custom flavor profile by Dubby that includes watermelon, strawberry, and coconut blend. No tigers were harmed in the making of this energy drink. Save $4 off a $40 tub with our promo code. What do you want?
Attempted girding failure.
I can't help.
Yes, I tried. It
It didn't quite work.
I didn't ask. I instructed. But that's it.
Well, I'm fired just like the guy that tried to get in the spacecraft. Oh well. See you later.
Oh boy.
You landed on the side again.
Oh goodness.
Oh!
Right?
Makes total sense now.
All right,
Oh.
Matt, you got the fun fact for us. Lay it on.
All right, gentlemen, as you know, we're talking daylight savings time today.
Oh, we're springing forward.
We are
F.
springing forward. Yes, we are
That's the one
losing
I
an
hate.
hour of sleep because we're
Mm.
springing forward. Yay. Did you
I don't lose an hour of sleep.
Yeah, I don't lose an hour. Fuck
I
me to Earth.
sleep at the same time. I just get up later. That's all.
Okay. Got it.
I don't
One of the
fall into your communist regime.
one of the facts that I found that was very interesting, gentlemen. William Willett. He lived from 1856 to 1915, an early rising Englishman, was the first to propose to the English Parliament a type of daylight savings time. Rather than setting the clocks an hour all at once, get this, he suggested setting the clocks forward in 20-minute increments over 4 Sundays in April and back in 20-minute increments over 4 Sundays in September.
See, that's not so bad.
The proposal, though, was rejected by Parliament. So there you go.
Of course, Parliament would reject that.
Of course they would.
Uh,
And then they threw him in jail for,
yes.
conducting free speech.
20-minute increments, though, over 4 consecutive Sundays would probably drive me crazy. I don't know.
But it probably would allow your body to adapt.
Ease into
better.
it. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
I actually saw an article earlier this week that suggested for to get your kids,
Mhm.
if you got young kids,
Beat them.
start
Oh, sorry.
start moving stuff. I forget if it was up or back, 15-minute increments in the days leading up to daylight savings.
there you
that they
go.
kinda-
Get
so
used
I
to
can
it and
actually,
all.
get
Mhm.
used to it. I can see that being beneficial instead of just
The one
clocking it
shot,
forward
bam.
at 1 hour and now you're all messed up.
Mhm.
And birds are flying into windows, and cats and dogs. There we go.
Yeah.
All right, over 40 rant, Mr. Tracy.
What do you got, man? What's the matter?
Do you want me to set the stage for you?
Please.
Okay. So we saw an article this week in pre-production where the game Monopoly is getting a
Oh.
revamp.
Yeah.
They are getting rid of the cache. So what you're going to have is the board, or maybe the individual title cards and things like that will now have a code on them. You download an app to your phone,
Oh boy.
and you do all your banking digitally with your phone,
Without a calculator.
without a calculator.
You have to do it
without-
through the app. Yeah.
without exchanging dirty money.
Oh.
So John, go ahead.
Yes.
You were pissed about this.
Yes.
You had your man shaking
Yes.
fisted cloud emoji
Yes.
in the text chat.
Yes, it's been a lot recently. But yeah. I understand you have to rebrand as a company, especially Monopoly. Nobody's probably buying it. And they're like, how are we gonna get to the next generation?
Mm.
And the reason it makes me so angry is they go the same route. Now we got an app. Now there's more phone and family time. Now there's more bullshit to get through for people. It's just it's lazy. Why not redesign the game? Why not come up with another game? Why not leave Monopoly alone and go into your R&D department and come up with another game? No, we're just gonna add an app to an already boring game to where douchebags are gonna force their children with their phones and more fights are gonna happen. Just because Monopoly can't get their shit together and come up with a better game.
Oh, jeez.
Leave the shit we have alone and make new shit. Stop with the nonsense. If you want a game that involves your cell phone, build a game and call it Monopoly. Just leave the shit alone that we have. Make other shit.
Keep printing that paper money, baby.
Douchebags.
Yeah.
Can't take
Well,
it.
Yeah.
There are probably 4 or 5 different versions of Monopoly in this house.
Oh yeah, there's 11,000 on the planet.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I had Star Wars, Philadelphia, and original. Because I had to have original because you just couldn't have another one.
I've got NHL. I've got a
Yeah.
Godzilla version. My kids have a Five Nights at Freddy's version. That's some
That's
game
awesome.
they
I
play.
didn't even know that was a thing.
Do you have a Simpsons one? Or no?
I think so.
I do not have a Simpsons. I know a Simpsons one exists.
Yes.
I have a Simpsons version of Sorry, but not of
But not
That's
of
probably
Monopoly.
more fun.
no.
All right.
See, they made another.
And I
game.
have
Very
a
good.
I have a Bob's Burgers version of Clue, which is actually pretty cool.
Gonna make a note of this so I can write this down.
I don't need any more Monopolies. Do not buy me a
Simpsons.
Simpsons Monopoly.
Monopoly for Steve.
Steve doesn't play that 12 that he already has, and he wouldn't play it if it had an app either. So you're losing.
No,
too late. It's
I
too late.
completely-
That's your birthday present. I don't want to hear it.
I completely agree with the gentleman from Texas, though. Now you're the family game time when you're supposed to be sitting around playing Monopoly together, and now we're
Doing that again.
forcing the phone into it.
Yeah.
I agree.
It pisses me off. It really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
And the article did say, there's an aspect to the Monopoly where you are learning because you're doing maths, right?
Yeah.
You have to calculate the money. You got to know what the rent is, all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, if you roll a 7, you multiply it by 4. That's how much rent you get.
Yeah.
on this-
Yep.
When you own this many of the railroads.
Mm-hmm.
So you're actually learning something when you're doing it.
But no,
No.
we have to put it on a stupid
You
app.
got to put it on a stupid phone, so it's
Yeah.
done for you.
Yeah, so it's
instead
done
of
done for
teaching
you.
Somebody something.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And the phone will probably prevent me from bankrupting everybody when we play the game by my methods.
Not cheating.
Yes. Yes, your methods.
I buy all the railroads
Okay.
and I buy all the utilities
Okay.
because the rent on those is
Oh, it could go way up.
enormous.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
When you own them all,
When you
it's
own them both, oh
huge.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I buy all those, and I don't always get Boardwalk and Park Place, so I try to buy blocks, even if they're the cheap ones, because the second you put a hotel, even on the cheap ones, bingo.
What you
you're
do
cash.
is right around free parking, which I believe is like you have your Illinois Avenue, that whole thing, and then I think it's St. Charles's Place, I think, or is that like further down?
I
Anyway,
believe.
Again, I have the the NHL
yeah,
Godzilla versions.
That's
not-
probably
yeah.
the Ottawa Senators.
No, because the Senators were fairly. I think the Senators were in that first after go
Oh, there you
Really
go.
cheap
Oh, it
ones?
makes sense. Yeah.
because they had been a recent expansion team when that first came out.
Yeah,
so-
it makes sense. You stick them at Baltic Avenue. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
No,
what
I
you
think
could, if you could,
Columbus and
Yeah.
Nashville, I guess. were
Yeah.
the two newest ones at the time. So they were the purple.
oh, okay.
The first, the
Yeah.
$4 ones.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. So yeah, you try and own, like, basically, if you could own the whole side of the board. Oh,
Oh,
good
yeah.
Lord. Oh man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you can get people
Absolutely.
into a lot of trouble real quick. Yeah.
absolutely. And you got to. My kids don't always pay attention. I'll land on something they own and they're not watching. The minute somebody else rolls, hey, you blew your chance. of rent.
Hey, oh well, too late. Time's up.
This is
All
Joe
right.
Biden's China. This,
Yeah.
this isn't free.
Right?
Hell yeah.
Oh,
And then before we move to topic 1, just one last note on Monopoly. Just coincidentally, I happened to see Margot Robbie will be starring in a live-action Monopoly movie coming to a theater near you. I really don't know what that could possibly be in a movie.
that sounds weird.
Hold on, let me see if I can't set a. Let me forget that you said that. Busy that day. There you go. I'm good. Okay, thanks.
Oh goodness.
Yeah, it's kind of like that when they made the movie Battleship.
Yeah.
Like, how was that? That was dumb.
That was
I didn't even see it.
possible. Yeah.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Monopoly. It's like, oh, we're just gonna go around bankrupting people. It's gonna be lots of fun. On a
Old guy,
board,
weird mustache, chasing around what? A choo-choo train?
right?
Mm.
On a boardwalk.
Mm-mm-mm.
But Margot Robbie's in it. So, okay.
Mm.
Topic 1. Let's go there.
Let's do it.
All right, we don't have an article for topic 1 because why bother?
Ugh.
President Trump gave a pseudo-State of the Union address.
Yeah, just whenever it was.
I
don't
mean,
know.
he
I didn't
gave
even know
a-
he was speaking. To be honest with
He
you,
gave one of those. He was patting himself on the back speeches for
Well,
about
of
an
course
hour
he
and-
was.
and
When
9
does he
minutes.
not pat himself on the back? But
Well-
I mean, it was basically a State of the Union, but they're not allowed to call it a State of the Union, even though he was doing all of the things. I don't know what makes it a State of the Union or not, but
it has to be 1 year after the first presidential year. That's when it's officially called a State of the
That
Union.
makes sense.
Well, the way they've been accelerating everything else,
Oh,
maybe
yeah.
they thought this had been a year already.
Exactly. Exactly right.
So he gave his speech, and what's the guy's name? Green?
Yeah.
Representative?
Representative Al Green.
Representative Al Green made a
Houston.
jackass. Houston. Oh, he's from your
Yeah.
state.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, Democratic.
Mm.
Yeah, he had
All right.
what was an old man yelling at cloud moment? My God, with a cane.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He was shaking his fist.
Oh,
He
yeah.
totally was.
Oh, yeah.
He just had a really nice get like a thousands and thousands of dollars worth of jewels on that cane.
Yeah, did you
Wonder
see
how he
that?
got that with his
I mean, that
salary.
had to be like 24 karat gold inlay. You know, I mean, that kind of
that's
money.
Saying.
Yeah.
That's my pimp cane.
At what is it, $174,000 a year? That's impressive.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
must be a really good investor.
He actually owns the Pimp Cane company. That's what it is.
That's
He
probably
got
what it
he
was.
was a sample for free.
Yeah, the only thing was missing was this Technicolor dream coat. I mean, that was the only thing that was missing.
If he would have had a feather in his hat, I'd have been pissed at Trump.
Yeah,
Let's
right.
Put it that way.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, so he created a ruckus during the speech and was forcibly removed from the chamber
Yes. I mean,
for
it
the
was-
remainder.
That would have been great if he
ruckus
would have
is
been
a
bodily
hard
carried
word.
out.
It was a very silent ruckus, if
Yeah.
anything. It was like, I don't like you. Excuse me?
You're out of here. Get out.
Thank you. And then everybody up there went, all right. I heard you whisper, sir.
And then then we had a group of Democratic representatives, I guess, in a corner of the chamber, all holding up their cute little signs saying different things that I couldn't read because it was too small.
Yeah.
They can't
And,
spell either, so don't worry about
Right.
it.
silently protesting and clapping for things other than nice things that exist in this country. Yeah, we've devolved into junior high school now.
Yes.
Yeah.
This might not even be that. It's even worse than that.
Yeah.
I mean, I said to you guys, I'll kick this off. I said to you guys, Beetlejuice and Matigi really kicked this off.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
By their
absolutely.
boorish behavior, but at least that was only two crazies. This seemed like a whole hell of a lot of Democrats.
Yeah.
All of them, pretty much.
Pretty much
I mean,
all of
there
them.
might be one or two that did not partake in the weirdom
Yeah.
of what they were doing.
Yeah. I
and
mean,
clapped for things.
I was amazed to find out that after this whole thing went down, that, I mean, when Green got rightly censured by the House, she voted for the fact that he should be censored. I mean, a rare case of common sense from a Democrat of our state here, Steve. I thought that was a really good sign. And even Fetterman himself was kind of like, yeah, this was a bad look. Which I would have never thought 2 years after he got elected. He's speaking
we
more
just
common.
jumped
Maybe
into a
that
different-
stroke had something. I don't know what. It
He
is.
jumped into a different timeline.
Yeah.
I know, right?
maybe he crossed the space-time continuum and actually got some common sense after that happened. I don't know. It's really interesting, guys. I was just pulling it up. Quinnipiac had a poll. Democrat lawmakers' disapproval rating now is at 68%, all-time high. 68% disapprove of their actions.
Well, like I said, it was easy before. It was just a couple of them.
Yeah.
For the Republican side.
Yeah.
So it wasn't everybody. It was just those two lunatics who
Oh,
we all know are just batshit crazy.
Yep.
Yeah.
This
Now
is
it's like it's a mind
everybody.
virus. Yeah.
You can write off a couple of people that are batshit crazy. You're not going to get everybody in Congress and the Senate that are normal.
Yeah.
You're going to have one or two, but this was a concerted effort to be anti-American. That's the only sentiment I can push towards it. And it wasn't what Trump said. It wasn't what the other side of the aisle was doing. I thought they were a little bit too rambunctious. Not everything he's doing is great. Calm down.
Yeah.
Like, we're in this for a long haul. We've
Right.
got 4 years. slow down.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Well, they're
but
hooping and
they-
hollering for a good reason. Obviously, they won.
I
and-
understand. I mean,
yeah.
trust me. If the other side was elected, we'd all be in jail.
Oh yeah,
They would just jail everybody. It would not be a good time.
Yeah.
But it's just you can't even cheer for a child dealing with brain cancer.
yeah.
You can't deal with a young girl that was murdered, and
Mhm.
Trump did something I thought was beautiful.
Mhm,
He's gonna name a national park after her. He
mhm,
already did. He has, since this recording. He's already did it.
Right.
Like, those things should be complete American ideals
Mhm.
that
It should be in the
someone said-
lifeblood of the
Yes,
country.
Someone said to me a long time ago, and I never understood good and bad until I was, in my early teens. And an older, wiser person said to me once, people can be tough, people can be bad, people can be good.
Mm.
But most people, if a 2-year-old hands you a fake phone, you'll say hello.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Right.
that was exactly what the Democrats did not do this time.
Yeah.
They would have booed anything.
Santa Claus.
Anything.
Probably.
Yeah,
Right.
anything.
Yeah.
Anything.
That's the problem. It has become that you can't celebrate anything
Mm.
that comes from the other side, even if you agree with, like, in general.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's like, well, he came up with it, so he brought this. He's the one who brought this 13-year-old up with cancer, so we can't cheer for that whatsoever.
Mhm.
So
like, seriously?
bizarre. It's
Yeah.
bizarre behavior.
It was very bizarre behavior. Yeah. I and even, you could even talk some of the legacy media. I think there was a chick on MSNBC that was basically saying that, oh yeah, it's
Oh, yeah.
horrible that, this guy, this young 13-year-old has brain cancer. I really hope he doesn't have to defend the Capitol against the Trump supporters. And I'm sitting there kind of going, what
Yeah,
on
and
earth are you talking
Yeah,
about?
she was trying to push the narrative that after
Yeah.
Trump gets out of office again, there's going to be another January 6th, and she really hopes that 13-year-old with brain cancer doesn't have to deal with that.
Does have to deal with that. And
It
it's
was
like,
bizarre.
you do realize that
It
he is
was
up after
biz-
this term. He cannot run
was-
again.
It was bizarre. It was like just pushing a narrative down the street.
Yeah.
Well, facts don't matter anymore. So
Yeah,
you know,
no.
Yeah, but they have to. That's the thing. Facts are stubborn things, as John Adams once said. So,
Yes.
I mean, I get it. You don't like the guy. I get it. I understand. But what are you offering in terms of an actual message for people to get behind? The answer is you're not. You're not
No.
giving away anything. You're basically just driving 100% by emotion. And you're basically just showing the country that you're a bunch of racist bigots by hating
Pretty
on
much.
people.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's that simple. And it's literally, I keep thinking to myself, guys, there's a great bit, you guys know this, from The Simpsons, where they're going, it was the cat burglar. And they're all rushing to, the whole Springfield city is going to where the T is for the, to get the, right?
Mhm.
So they're digging down, and they're digging all the way straight down. And what does Wickham say? It's like, we got to find a way to get out of here somewhere. And so, we'll dig our way out. That's Homer says. So they start digging, and they keep digging further and further down. And Wickham says, no, dig up, stupid. And that's what the Democrats are right now. They're trying to dig up out of the hole that they've found themselves in. Or actually, they put themselves in the hole, basically.
But
And you got AOC running around out there, or, Al Green basically said, no, dig up, stupid. We'll get out of here. What? I mean,
yeah.
it's really bizarre. It is really bizarre behavior. And it just goes to show that if you don't have a good message, man alive, you better like get right quick. Otherwise, you're going to have lunatics thinking that they're trying to save the country, and they're not. They're not saving the country at all.
Absolutely.
It's just awful. So
they think that Trump won because he's outlandish,
mhm.
and so they're trying to outlandish him.
Mm,
And I just they don't get it.
yeah.
They have no
They
idea.
really don't get it.
They
No.
have no idea that the 74 million people that voted for Trump
Mm,
might not actually like Trump. They're just tired of the system.
mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And they just appreciate that Trump's willing to go up there and just be like, kiss my ass. Because that's how we feel about the system.
Yeah.
And they're so blind to we want to pull the system down
Mm-hmm.
because everybody's equal and everybody should be a part of the growth of this country,
Mm,
and they're just curmudgeons and nasty. And Matt, you're right, they are racist
mhm,
because they want to help races
mhm,
by pointing out their races and saying, I'm going to help you because I'm a great person
mhm.
because you're of a different this.
You can't do this all
You
by
can't do it
yourself.
yourself.
You can't
Mhm.
do it yourself. I'm going to
Yeah.
help you.
Yeah.
When the country looks at it is, hey, what's up? How can I help you?
Yeah.
And that's you saw a lot of that just sitting on your phone. The Elizabeth Warren thing cracked me up.
Yeah.
She's a moron,
Yeah,
first
yeah.
of all. But I was glad they caught her on camera for being a moron.
Mm,
She is one of those people that have talked so hard about how you need to be this way and you need to be that way and you need to be this way. And she wants to be the determinant factor to change this and that and this and that.
mm.
And when Trump was talking about the 13-year-old kid, she was so deep in her cell phone that you couldn't even get a picture of her face
Yeah.
on TV because she was just. So you really care about the issues? You absolutely
do not.
do not. You absolutely do not.
Yeah. And I mean, you're
Idiot.
yeah. I mean, you might as well just, if you're going to do something like that on live national television,
You're a
claiming to
fool.
represent a segment of the population of the country, which you've been elected to do,
You're a fool.
that's an awful look. And it's just, yeah, it's no wonder that they're where they are right now. And it's until they get the lunatics in order. You know, and that's the thing about Josh Shapiro, guys. I keep thinking about like spinning this forward, you know, to 2028. He's, you know, there's rumors he's going to try and do a run for the presidency of the United States, and he is a viable candidate. But the way this party is, I mean, if you're Shapiro, I don't think you want to be anywhere near this party, to be perfectly honest. And I honestly do believe that he was approached by Harris to be her running mate, and he rightly said, no.
He's been separating himself, just like Fetterman has.
Oh,
been
yeah.
separating
Yeah.
himself.
Yeah, absolutely.
There are people that are separating themselves from this party,
Yeah.
and maybe you get a sane Democratic Party out of this because of all the crazies will not get elected, and then I say we because as a country we can reform. Just like the Republican Party kind of reformed 'cause
itself.
They were bigot, idiot morons before Trump upset them, and then everybody got voted out, and normal people kind of came
Yeah.
in, and some crazies
I'm not sure, having seen interesting things out of the DNC recently, that I think the crazies are in charge there. They might not let
they
somebody
are.
like Shapiro
Yeah.
run.
Well,
Yeah.
that's very true.
That's very true.
And of course, because nobody can tell the truth, we had Fox claiming, oh, this was the most highest ranked speech ever by a president. And you had the others saying, this is the lowest ranked speech ever by the president.
One thing we do know is that it was the longest speech ever by a president.
Mm.
Yes.
Set the record.
I enjoyed the Wall Street Journal's piece published at 6:15 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. The 26 things that Trump had wrong. And I'm like,
wow.
dude, we just woke up. There's no way you worked on that overnight.
Yeah, exactly. Right before it hits
on
post.
now.
Come on. Yeah.
Speaking of Eastern Standard Time,
Ooh.
look at that.
Topic
John didn't even know he was throwing it to me.
There you
I
go.
did.
Topic 2. We have an article from Fox Business. Elon Musk polled Twitter users about ending
X.
daylight.
Sorry.
No, I refuse.
I'm
I refuse.
not on it. You can say whatever you want.
I refuse. He polled users about how they would approach ending daylight savings time. So he asked in a post last Wednesday, if daylight savings time is canceled, do you prefer an hour earlier or an hour later? About 58% of the respondents said an hour later, while nearly 42% said an hour earlier. That implies respondents would prefer permanent daylight savings time to remaining on standard time year-round. Moving to daylight savings time permanently or remaining on standard time permanently would require an act of Congress. A report by the Congressional Research Service, or CURSE, notes that several studies have been conducted on some of the effects of clock changes, as well as the beneficial and negative effects of daylight savings time and standard time. A 1975 report by the National Bureau of Standards, or NIBS, found no significant energy savings or differences in traffic fatalities. While it found statistically significant evidence of increased fatalities among school-age children between January and April 1974, when year-round daylight savings time was temporarily in effect, when compared with the same non-DST period the year before. The Department of Energy in 2008 studied the impact of extending DST on energy consumption and found that it corresponded to a 0.03% decrease in electricity consumption. The agency said there was insufficient evidence to determine whether extended DST had measurable impacts on gas consumption or vehicle traffic volume. The American Academy of Sleep Medicine, or ASM, issued a recommendation.
That sounds expensive and government funded.
It issued a recommendation in 2020 that the U.S. transition to a year-round fixed time, writing that current evidence supports the adoption of year-round standard time, which aligns best with human circadian biology and provides distinct benefits for public health and safety. I say here.
Agreed.
I hate this spring forward crap that we're about to experience in 4 or 5 hours.
4 or 5 hours, yeah.
From now.
I'm still not paying attention.
I'll ask you guys first. Which one would you have preferred? To stay on daylight savings time permanently, or to stay on standard time?
This is the one coming up that is going to make it later, right?
Correct.
Later. Correct.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I like getting up dark, and I work late sometimes, and I wouldn't mind. It's more work related than anything. I wouldn't mind if I'm on the freeway at 7 o'clock, that there's some light out there. Less people are out during the morning as they are in the late. That's the only reason. I can't think of any like we were talking about before we were recording. But if I lose an hour or gain an hour, I just sleep an extra hour, or I don't sleep an extra hour. I don't give a shit about any of that. But that would be the only reason I would pick that one.
So you would choose permanent daylight savings time. Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Matt?
I think the same way, Steve. I kind of flip back and forth. My heart, I think, would want that extra hour of sleep to fall back an hour and then just stay there, so it'd be on standard time. But at the same time, it's like, boy, having the light last longer, more beneficial for you in terms of, the sun angle, whatever, especially as we get into spring, summer, and into the early fall.
It's not lasting longer.
Okay.
It's just shifted.
Yeah,
it's just shifted
an hour.
Shifted to the time that you're not at work.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So right now, as of right now, sunset is, I don't know, probably a little after 6.
6 now? Yeah.
So tomorrow, when daylight savings time kicks in, it'll actually be setting around 7 o'clock. So you've shifted everything.
Yeah.
And if you stayed on permanent daylight savings time, it would just stay later.
Yeah.
The sun would rise and set later in the day than it would on standard time.
I think it would be weird in a way in the winter time, because we've never really have had that happen, like in our lifetimes.
Right.
That would be kind of a weird thing. But I think just that one season, you'd be done with it and be over with it. So I think I'm with Johnny on this one. I would agree. I think having the light long, having it moved or shifted ahead so that there is essentially More light. Yeah.
Can I make one more point to
No.
what
Go.
I was saying?
Go.
I actually find it easier
Mhm.
when it's dark in the morning to wake up and feel better
Interesting.
than I do when the lights peeking through the curtains. It's disruptive to my life. Like I'm just like, God, I want to I want
like,
it just to be like
Get
like,
out of here.
like you know what I mean? Like I like the lights off. I like to get my day started very slowly and
Yeah, sure.
yeah.
Alright, so John's a
like-
vampire. John's a vampire. We've determined that. Because I'm the complete opposite. I absolutely hate waking up when it's dark.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
because
Makes
it's hard.
sense.
It's weird too, isn't it?
It's weird. Well, here's the problem. When it's dark and I have to go like into the closet to get clothes or into the bathroom and you turn the light on, it hurts my brain.
Mm.
Like the sudden
Makes sense.
thing of light
Yeah.
is harsh to me.
Agreed.
I prefer when I wake up that the sun is already up, so there's light.
Mhm.
It's better for me to wake up. The alarm clock I have, it's a Philips alarm clock. It has an LED light on it.
Mm-hmm.
And it simulates daylight. So 20 minutes before it's scheduled to go off, an LED comes on very faintly and very reddish.
That's
and
fantastic.
as it gets closer to the alarm time, the light increases
Mhm.
and gets brighter,
Yeah.
and changes color to more of a daylight type of
Mhm.
thing. So when I wake up, there is some form of
So you
daylight in the
burn
room.
you burn your retinas so the sun doesn't bother you when you get up. Makes sense. It does. I should work on that.
Yeah, no, yeah, I agree. I'm to your point, Steve. I remember I had the very good privilege of having breakfast with like a couple of elders and a deacon or so on Friday mornings. And right around when it was November and into December, we meet at 7 o'clock in the morning at a local diner, basically here in the
Mhm.
Paoli area. And so when I got up and started to get in the car to drive at 7 o'clock, it was still dark out. And it was like,
See, I love that.
I
That's
was
my
like,
favorite time to
is
drive.
the sun going to come up? Like, what's happening here? Like, it's so bizarre. I want that sun up. And it didn't come up, obviously, until later in the morning, 7:30. Then it starts to peak out and whatnot. But getting into the car, 6:50, 7 o'clock in the morning to drive someplace, right? And it's still dark out. It's like what's going on here? Like, you're kind of like looking around. It's like you're still under the cover of
Yeah,
darkness.
Look,
It's weird.
one of
It's a
the-
weird sensation. Yeah.
One of the things I really hate about the spring forward is we are now at the time in standard time where the sun is rising when I typically will get up.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And now we're just going to fuck that all up by jumping ahead an hour. And now the sunrise has now been pushed forward again to 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
And so it's 6:30 or whatever.
It's like, damn
It's
it.
still dark.
It's
yeah.
like, damn it all.
Right. So I got to wait another month for that to come back and get me. The one reservation I have about just being on standard time full time is in like I guess it would be July-ish. The sun's gonna be rising at like 4:30 in the morning.
Hey,
Just that's a little bizarre.
Just don't get a rooster. That's all. Just don't get a
Right.
rooster. You'll be all
On the
right.
plus side, they do fireworks on the 4th of July
Oh, yeah.
around 9:15.
Yeah.
That's when it's gotten dark enough.
Yep.
If you keep it on standard time, that'll now be 8:15, so your fireworks can be pushed up
oh,
like an hour.
Isn't that
that's a good point.
fantastic? Yeah.
That's a good point.
And especially if you're coming up to the 250th anniversary. I mean, let's get this thing resolved so we can get that done. So we have more firework demonstrations, right? At the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah.
I do think the poll is interesting because although it's more slated toward keep it on permanent daylight savings, it is still fairly an even split. I mean, it's 58-42. It's
Yeah.
not quite 50-50, but it's not a huge super majority.
Yeah, it's not like 2/3 majority, although it's
Yeah.
close to it. You're right. I mean, it's still like kind of like that 55-45, 58-42 split. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
Trump was asked about it, he said, I view it. He was like, I don't want to really comment on it because I kind of view it as a 50-50 thing with the American people. And he was like, I'm just gonna, I'm hopefully they will play it out in how like what the American people want. He was not willing to really touch the issue
Yeah.
because he looked at it as a 50-50, which
Yeah.
is
Oh,
How
yeah.
about split the difference?
20-minute increments.
turn
and
the
oh,
sun
wait.
off for the people that don't want it and keep it on for the people that do.
No, what I mean is just go forward a half or move it forward a half hour and then make it permanent.
There you go.
I'm okay.
That way it's like you've gotten, so you're not going to be 4:30 in the morning sunrise in the summer, but also you're not going to have in the winter, it's not going to be, super dark at 6:30 in the morning.
Right.
Maybe that's the solution.
Maybe.
And then we'll just screw up everybody else's time.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, it's 4:30 in New York. However, it's 12 o'clock in Greenwich Mean Time.
Exactly.
It's all screwed up.
Take that, China.
All right, I'm going to land my spaceship.
Nice.
Here's the equation.
You need to kind of flip it upside down, though, bud.
Oh, yeah. How's that?
Yep. That's
You're getting close.
Okay.
But yeah.
Here, the ship is coming in.
Oh, goodness.
I saw a video of the latest rocket explosion
Mm-hmm.
for, I guess it's Elon's.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Which is intentional.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, but it also looked exactly like in Man of Steel when Superman and Zod are re-entering the atmosphere with the broken piece of the Wayne satellite.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it looked like.
I really think he's just trying to achieve that kind of stuff, and he's fucking with everybody. 'Cause he's got money, so he's just like, let's just mess with people. Let's blow it up again. God, come on, I don't care. Like, I'm not losing a penny.
I got money to burn. What the hell, you know?
Yeah, right. Here's $1 billion. And if you want to mess with people, you should visit our website, toonoobstalking.wordpress.com. There, no reaction? Damn.
I danced.
Um,
I danced.
Okay. There you can watch videos of us saying the things that we say on this podcast that would probably get us thrown in prison in certain countries.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely Russia. Definitely Russia. Absolutely Russia. And looking like Ukraine a little bit too.
So you're saying I shouldn't travel internationally anymore?
No. Prague doesn't look good for you right now.
Oh, boy.
Right. But you can watch those videos. And if you want to see something earlier when John and Matt were really off the rails, really, defaming people.
All kinds of conspiracy theories. Yeah.
It'll take you.
They all work for the federal government, so we can't be sued.
Libel. It'll take you to our YouTube channel where we ask that you like, share, and subscribe. We have over 100 subscribers. We want to get to over 100 more subscribers because that's fun.
Thank you
It's fun
for
to watch
subscribing.
numbers go up. Yes,
Thank you.
We appreciate all those of you who subscribe. We appreciate people who like, even though you don't do it that often, and comment. I mean, my brother's the only one who's commenting right now. And,
Yeah.
well, it's entertaining for us.
Yeah. Shut him up. Let's get the base to shut him up.
Gang up on him. Come on.
Like we used to do back in the day.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And listen, if you back to the website, if on the homepage you put your email address in the little box there on the homepage, hit the subscribe button. You will be notified every time I remember to upload an episode, like I need to upload 231 to the website. So
Awesome. Not like Doge though. He's not going to send you weird emails and.
yes, I will not ask you
Yeah.
I will not ask you about the 5 things you learned from Two Noobs this week. Although you should put that in the comments. That would be interesting to know.
Yeah, exactly.
We do this for you, but not really. But we
Yeah, we do it without you, to be honest.
Exactly.
Oh boy. All right. So
We
moving to
just would hit
topic.
the record button and Matt wouldn't have gadgets.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
Oh, the day I should have just went, hey, Steve and Matt, you want to hang out on video chat?
It's gonna be one of those things where like the video recorder wasn't plugged in. Like, you guys weren't recording this whole time.
It's all fake.
Yeah.
All right. Well, speaking of weird things,
Oh boy.
this is a weird file for damn sure.
Yeah. This makes me want to like question dentistry and optometry at the same time, or
Okay.
or I don't know.
If you go blind, you're saved. Apparently.
Not by using a tooth, though, John. That's the most
I don't
bizarre thing
know,
I've
your
ever
canines
seen.
go right in your eyelid.
Oh.
And you're gonna see.
Yeah, especially after seeing the picture
Mhm.
Oh,
in
should we
the
show it?
article.
Should we show it?
Sure, go ahead.
3,
After
2,
seeing
1.
that, I'm not so sure. I wouldn't rather just stay blind.
Yeah.
Here's
But
looking
here
at
we
you,
go.
kid.
Eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, or an
Yeah.
eye for a tooth.
Yeah.
So anyway, a trio of Canadians are on track to become the country's first residents to have their eyesight restored, thanks in part to their teeth. Osteodontokeratoprosthesis, more
Wow.
commonly known as tooth in eye, thank God we have a simplification, surgery, involves harvesting the body's strongest natural substance to craft a specialized lens implant for patients with severe corneal blindness from conjunctival scarring.
Wow.
Tooth and eye surgery remains a comparatively rare procedure even 60 years after its development. But advocates hope the newest success stories can help popularize the treatment option for most of the difficult cases of blindness. Pioneered by Italian ophthalmologist Benedetto Strampelli in the early 1960s, tooth and eye surgery is intended to minimize the risk of a patient's body rejecting a foreign implant by mostly relying on its biological material. Surgeons first extract the tooth, usually a canine, then shave it down to form a rectangular layer called a longitudinal lamina that includes a hole drilled in its center. Once the frame is finished, doctors install a tiny plastic telescopic lens into the dentine case before temporarily sewing the implant into the side of a patient's cheek.
Oh, God.
Where it remains for a few months as new tissue grows around it. Another surgery removes the scar tissue from the patient's eye and replaces it with healthy tissue also harvested from a cheek. In a final procedure, doctors sew the implant into the eye socket under the cheek tissue transplant, where the lens helps partially restore sight. Previous surveys indicate many patients' visions improve enough to allow them to drive cars.
That's amazing.
John, when can I sign you up for it?
I have questions. Where are the research papers, and can I read them immediately? Because this is some crazy shit that I want to know about how you figured this out. And if you do not give it to me, aliens.
Right?
It's another one of those things I keep telling you where it's like somebody goes, eye problems, eh?
I got an idea.
Fix that.
I got an idea.
I want to read all the research papers. There's no way.
I can only imagine that conversation between that Italian doctor and his patient, his very first patient. I have this idea. Now, bear with me. I'm going to take part of your canine, shave it down, and install it into the back of your head.
No, wait. It gets better.
I'm going to take part of your cheek.
You're only going to have to come back for 4 more surgeries. As I slowly migrate it to where your eye is supposed to be.
We're going to find out this is Jack the Ripper, aren't we?
Either that or Frankenstein or something. I don't know, Johnny. I mean, I marvel at the ingenuity. That's the thing. I marvel at its ingenuity.
The science.
The science behind
fact
it.
That you're bringing eyesight back.
And the fact that you're using essentially someone's body parts so that you don't have a risk of rejection or making it worse or something along those lines. And it seems to be pretty successful.
Definitely against the system.
Definitely,
other people's body parts.
But if someone were to come to me and say, "Yeah, in order to correct, for your eyesight, I need you to. We're going to just pop a tooth out and then just install it back." I'd be like, "Wait, what? What are you on? Like, what? Are you serious?"
Well, the extra complication is now you need a bridge to put or an implant to put your tooth. So you don't have this big gap.
Yeah.
Not only does he fix your cheek, but he's got to drill into your skull.
Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh. It's bad enough when you have wisdom tooth surgery. That's the worst. But then on top of that, to have all that stuff done. Oh my goodness. No. Yeah.
Well, now if you're going to have your wisdom teeth removed, you might as well put it to good use and fix your eyeballs while you're at it.
Yeah, I should have kept them.
Can't see.
Maybe I should have kept them all those years. Kept the wisdom tooth.
Well, I mean, if you kept them kind of like in a case or something, could they still be usable for this surgery years later?
Yeah.
I guess is the question. Like, how fresh does the tooth have to be? I mean, I agree with you guys. The ingenuity is fantastic because this is a problem. There was the case of the actress who died last week or 2 weeks ago, very young.
Oh yeah.
Apparently it was because she had a liver transplant and her body didn't take it.
Yeah, rejected it. Yeah,
rejected it
and that's a huge problem.
That's a common problem with things, and you don't. Yes, it sucks to be blind, but are you really going to risk your life putting some tissue in there that your body could reject and you end up having sepsis or something?
Yeah, you're blind and now you're dead. When
right, right.
When this is something that could comes from your own body, and they know that it obviously is having some success in there, because you just can't drive someone off the street and be like, hey, let's see if this works. Like,
yeah,
right. Have a lot of trials and a lot of successes before it even gets to this point.
Yeah, by the way, that was Michelle Trachtenberg that we were thinking about.
That's right. 39
years old.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The patients who agreed to do this have some serious guts.
Yeah.
Hats off to you.
Serious trust in that doctor too for doing that. I mean, that I don't know. I mean, guys, that is like, that's putting your hands in that doctor and saying like, okay, this sounds good. I guess we'll give it a shot and see what happens, right?
Well, no. I mean, 60 years on, okay, there's, your doctor can say, all right, we can try this. We've got all this research. It's worked in other people.
Yeah.
So you've at least got evidence that it's worked.
Yeah.
Like the first person who's like, I'm going to put a tooth in your eye. And you're like, fuck that.
I have no interest in this. This is not a good idea.
There is nothing.
You want to do what now? Right?
There is nothing that doctor could have said to me at that point in time that would have convinced me it was a good idea.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's not even that. It's like, I'm going to take your tooth out. I'm going to put it in your cheek, and then I'm going to put it in your
it's crazy.
Like, what are you, insane? Like,
it's an iterative process.
Hey, Matt, I'm going to change the oil in your car, but first I'm going to take your tires off and throw your engine over
yeah, exactly. I'm going to put your engine in the trunk, and then we'll see what happens, right?
Exactly. Oh, John, that seems like a great idea. You're going to take my tires off and throw my engine away?
Let's give it a shot, shall we?
Oil change? That's awesome.
Let's do it. Oh, goodness.
But also, we're not blind, so who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's another thing.
That's a good point.
I might have a different perspective.
That's probably true.
But the very fact that some of these patients have now been able to drive cars, right? From the article.
Incredible.
Yeah. That's incredible.
No, there was an even better example towards the end. They were asking somebody, they said they felt a little apprehensive about first learning it, but they had a chat. She had a chat with a woman who successfully received the same treatment. She had been completely blind for 20 years and is now snow skiing.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
It's like you went from being blind to now being effectively blind in the snow.
Hey, she's going with what she knows. I love it.
Right?
I love it.
Right?
Hey, the Oscars were last week. Who cares? Moving on to topic 4.
Seriously.
May I quote Ricky Gervais? Come up, accept your award, thank your God, and get the hell out of here.
Let's sacrifice him to our God. Sorry, it just made me think of that.
There you go.
We're doing another S tier list here, but we kind of got sick of sports for a little while. I think we're coming off our dopamine rush from the Eagles winning the Super Bowl at this point. So.
That is not like, I'm still on that high, man. At least for another like couple weeks before it's like, once the tournament hits, then it's like, okay, then it's like, well, let's move on at that point. Yeah, that kind of a deal. But hey, I'm still on that Super Bowl high, man. I love it. And the way we dominated the Chiefs. Yeah, Glenn. What do you think?
It's been over for so many weeks.
I think Matt may be on something else. So anyway, we decided to do, we pulled 30 films. Some were on a list of supposedly best films. Some were on this list of supposedly worst films of all
Yes.
time.
Of all time.
Yes.
And so we just grouped them together. We've got 30 of them here, and we're going to rank them. We changed it. This is not sports, so we had to change up the names of our tiers. So at the top, we have I would watch it even if the ticket was $100, which at some point it may be, because John's initial proposal was even if it was $20. I'm like, John, it is $20.
Times I've gone to the movies.
Right? So we bumped it up. We would watch it even if it was $100.
There you go.
Next level down is it's not Gladiator, but because we all revere Gladiator as a very good movie.
Yep.
Yes.
And so this tier is like, well, it doesn't reach the pinnacle of Gladiator. I may not watch it every time it's on TBS, but it's a really good movie that I will watch over and over.
Mhm.
Middle tier, we have it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I enjoyed it. If I see it again, fine. If I never see it again, fine. Whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll live either way. Below that, we have I might fall asleep in the theater. So it's not hot garbage, but it's probably
Well,
not
you're
going to
gonna
hold
take a
your
nap.
interest. You're going to take a nap.
You might take a nap. Yeah.
You probably won't ever watch it again.
I've been there.
The lowest tier, we're calling it Clockwork Orange, because the only way you could get us to watch it is to put us in that contraption that holds your eyelids open, and you have to watch them.
Yikes.
So
goodness.
we would not put Clockwork Orange in that tier. That is the Clockwork Orange mechanism.
Yes.
Is the only way we would get us to watch these films.
Yes.
So
Exactly.
Yes, Clockwork Orange in a movie is not going to be in that tier ever.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So Matt, you are in charge of the board. If you would take it away, please.
Yeah, no problem, Steve. Yeah, so no order here. So we're just gonna basically at random. I'm just gonna go with the very first one, which will be Howard the Duck.
Oh God.
Howard the Duck, guys. Where would you put that
Nice.
on an S tier list? I don't remember seeing this movie. If I did, I maybe saw 5 to 10 minutes and went, "What the hell is that?" Basically, was my reaction.
5 to 10 minutes of a sexually harassing duck seems to be legit for the movie.
Yeah.
Leah Thompson was fantastic in Back to the Future, but this film really made me question her life choices.
Yeah. I mean, but if she made good money, I'm
That's
go
really funny.
you.
Yeah.
Also, Mr. Matt, am I correct? Isn't this a Marvel movie?
It is a Marvel movie.
Howard the Duck is a Marvel comic strip, wasn't
but
it?
not a part of the MCU. Yeah. So it's
Obviously.
not considered to be
Wouldn't
part of
take
it.
this garbage.
Exactly. But it is a Marvel movie. Yeah. Classified S. Yep.
I'll start it out with it's definitely I might fall asleep during it or and below. If there's a tier below Clockwork, it should probably go there. But if not,
I will volunteer for Clockwork Orange.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, Matt, what were you going to say?
I was going to go here. Might fall asleep. I'd have it on, but I would probably take a nap during it.
yeah,
Wake up
okay.
30 minutes later and go wait, what just happened?
So that would be Clockwork Orange because we would have to hold your eyes
Okay.
open to see the whole
That makes
movie.
sense.
Well,
We're
and
talking about the whole length of the movie you have to watch.
Gotcha.
And the more I think about it, the duck was really freaky.
Oh, yeah.
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 Okay. So,
So
it's
yeah,
Clockwork.
Clockwork Orange.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
You're going to have nightmares from that shit.
Yeah, seriously. How about, let's change it up a little bit, gentlemen. The 1960s thriller, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. Where would you put Psycho on the list here? Being the resident horror expert, Steve, where would you put that on an S tier list?
My first thought was put it in the It's Not Gladiator, but
Okay.
I agree with that.
Okay.
It's a phenomenal movie.
It is really good. Yeah, for one.
And I don't know if I've told this story on the podcast before.
Okay.
Psycho was on TV. I don't know if it was this past Halloween or the Halloween before.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 2 years ago, actually. So it's on TV, and my son was seeing it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
So Marion Crane has just been murdered in the shower
Yeah.
by Norman Bates. Spoiler alert.
I didn't know.
Norman Bates he kills her as the mother, right? He goes
Mhm.
back to the house, changes back into himself, comes back into the room, sees her and freaks out. The
Mm.
shower is still running.
Mm.
And my
And
my
your
son's
son-
first thought, and I guess it's because I just drill energy efficiency into his head. He better turn that water off or he's gonna lose a lot of money.
It's great parenting there.
Oh,
That is great parenting.
goodness. Oh my god.
But that's I mean, it's obviously one of the greats of horror.
yeah.
It's a little dated for me, so I wouldn't put it in the "Hey, I gotta see this whenever.
Yeah.
But it's something I will watch yearly
Yearly.
for sure.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. It's in the rotation. Yeah.
absolutely.
All right. How about we go with a 1999 movie, The Matrix? We've
Ooh.
all seen this movie, of course, many, many times. Where would you put that on an S tier?
I don't hate that movie at all.
The first one now. We're not talking the trilogy.
Yeah.
We're not talking the other two.
No, definitely we're not.
We're
Well,
talking-
see, but the problem is the second one
It's tainted.
really taints the first one for me.
Yes. Yeah.
It's infected.
Think of the 99 movie only. Don't think of the other two. Put them out of your mind. You're only watching the
But
99
my
Matrix
problem is
movie.
It's not Gladiator. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't hit that. It should hit that tier, but it just doesn't hit that tier.
So do you think it's a fine movie?
I think it might just be in the middle.
Are you sure
For
it's
me.
not? You're not clowning your judgment?
No, I'm not hating by any. Like I think the movie is great,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a lot of great movies.
I have a lot of issues rewatching it. Not even from the sequel, but I'm looking at it and like the way they're all dressed, and it's like you guys are trying to blend in
Mm-hmm.
so as not to be caught by agents, and you dress like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I think if it falls right in that mid tier, like
You're fine with
good
that.
try.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's along the same lines of like there's that movie A Quiet Place
Mm-hmm.
where the aliens come in and you're not allowed to make noise because it pisses them off.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, these aliens have been around for a year, and you decide to have a baby.
Exactly.
Right?
Well,
Oh.
you know, Steve. things happen.
Oh, goodness.
I think I would be a little bit more careful if there were aliens out there who would try to kill me if I was making noise.
Yeah.
But that's
Exactly.
just me.
Yeah.
This is also what happens when a genius decides to become a lawyer and he likes movies. Just letting everybody know.
There you go. All right. Another one, gentlemen. Let's go with The Shawshank Redemption. The Shawshank Redemption. Where would you put that on an S tier?
It kind of falls with Psycho with me because it's so good, but
Would you watch the movie if it was
Yeah.
$100?
no.
Okay.
But I should because it's such a good movie.
Yeah, it's such a good movie.
But
Mhm.
I've seen it so many times that I think it falls one tier for me.
Okay. Steve, what do you think?
I've never been a big fan.
Really? Wow. Okay.
And it's a shame because I like Clancy Brown, Mr. Krabs.
No, there you go.
I'd like to. I will. I will concede to Steve that we could put it in the it's fine. If
Fine?
you agree, Matt.
Yeah, I've not seen enough of it to really make a qualified judgment, so I will defer to you two as to where you want it to go.
All right,
Okay.
Matt, it's your
But
call.
but from what I've seen, I've not been a fan of it. But I leave it to you.
It's
Okay.
your call, Matt, because I think it should be in the it's not Gladiator, but I'm also willing to concede that it could be in the it was fine.
I think it's one of the greatest, one of the best movies that I think I've seen. But it's not one of my. Let's just say it's in the top 10, but it's in a lower tier for me in the top 10. But I would probably put it there. I would probably say it's not Gladiator,
let's
but
go there. Yeah, let's go there.
yeah,
Okay.
I think that would be
that's
just fine.
fine.
There.
That's fine.
Let's try another bad movie, gentlemen. How about The Room? 2003.
Never heard of it.
It is a supposedly cult classic, but it is written in the worst possible way. There is no plot to that movie
What list did you find it
whatsoever.
on?
You provided the list, John.
Yeah.
I know. That's what I'm asking. What list did you?
It's
I
one
wanna
of
see
the
what the write up was.
yeah. It's one of the worst movies ever made.
The
I actually
Room.
have a connection to this movie. believe
You're
it or not.
kidding. Do share.
One of
How?
my partners,
Yeah.
one of my partners actually represented the Tommy, whatever his name was,
You're
who
kidding.
directed it in some copyright matters
Oh my gosh.
about people using clips from that movie, The Room.
No kidding. Oh
Yeah.
my
That's
gosh.
bizarre that there would be a link.
Yeah.
That's. I can't even. Find
That
it
being
on the
said,
list.
I would put it
Yeah.
in Clockwork Orange.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Yes. I can't even find it on the list, so I've never even heard of it. So
Oh my gosh.
I've
yeah.
seen enough clips. You don't want to watch.
You don't want to
okay,
watch it.
thank
It's
you,
really,
thank
really
you. I
bad.
appreciate you saving me the time.
Yeah. Another one, gentlemen, and this one didn't make any of the list, but I threw it in there. Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I'm old enough to have a hatred for it,
Okay.
but understand what it was. So I'm going straight mid.
It was
but
fun.
I'm willing to succeed to lower if Steve wants to take it
Mhm,
lower.
mhm.
I'm curious. Why do you have a level of hatred for it?
I just think I've seen it so many times when I was a young kid and didn't understand it
Mm.
that I haven't watched it as an adult. So it's just like one of those movies that you bring up, and I'm just like, I'm so.
I've
sister
heard it
probably watched
before,
like
and
a
yeah.
million times.
Yeah.
And we're only 5 years apart, so I was stuck watching it. So,
I hate the movie
okay.
Oh, okay.
because I think Ferris Bueller is a dick.
Oh, he's a
Um,
total dick.
Oh yeah.
and he
He's
gets
totally-
away
that's
and he
his
gets
character,
away with
yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
And I
feel
think it
bad for Cam.
glorifies it. Oh,
I feel
absolutely.
bad for Cam. I feel
Yeah.
bad for Cam.
Okay.
So I would put it in the might fall asleep.
Might fall asleep.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll agree with that.
You know it would be on, but you would take a nap 30 minutes in, you'd wake back up again,
Yeah, but
and
I'm
be like,
so-
okay, well, what happened? Someone tells you, it's like, okay, I don't
I'm so
rewind the
angry.
movie.
I'm throwing
Yeah.
the VCR out the front.
Right.
I've seen that movie so many times.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It aggravates me.
Yeah.
I agree.
The Dark Knight, gentlemen.
Oh, I'd watch
Yeah.
that for.
Yeah, that's $100.
I
right?
watched that for 365 days in a row. I told you guys
That-
this.
I remember watching that in the theater, and I did not see it in IMAX when it. I don't think was it an IMAX movie. It was an IMAX.
Oh, it was because I
Oh, it
watched it
was.
in
It
the.
was.
Yeah,
I
the
watched it in the
Franklin
Franklin
Theater.
Institute.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
Franklin Institute Dome.
Oh.
And I'm sad.
So that
they
was
didn't
weird because I was
see it.
watching it like
Yeah.
this.
And it's still good because that
Yeah.
would piss you off with anything.
Yeah.
If someone threw something over your head, it would make you mad.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the conversation you look at whoever's talking, and then you have to go like this. It's like a tennis match because of how big the freaking dome was.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was
Yeah.
fantastic.
That was just one of the.
I don't think there's much. Yeah, there's not much to say about it. That was a masterpiece.
Oh,
That was an absolute masterpiece.
Heath Ledger's performance alone, we could talk about that for about 20 minutes.
Yeah,
Really.
but everybody in that movie.
Yeah.
There wasn't many bad performances in that movie.
Yeah, we've
So
quoted
many
that.
good actors pulled together well. Like I said, I watched it for a year straight every night.
So many great lines for that
Phenomenal.
movie. Yeah, so many great lines as well that you could just, quote ad nauseum, basically. How about another good one, gentlemen? Jurassic Park. I remember when this came out in '93. My
yeah.
sister and I saw this
Yeah, the
almost ad
original.
nauseum. We were in the theater. I think we must have seen it almost a half dozen, maybe even a dozen times. We were obsessed with this movie.
I think it's not Gladiator, but that's where I feel it goes.
Yeah.
It's a tremendous movie. I even will watch the sequels with my wife and kid because of the love that I have for the original.
Okay.
Like, even though I don't like them, like, I'll
Yeah.
still say that, like, oh, that's awesome.
I finally last night, actually, coincidentally enough, saw the most recent one
Oh, okay.
that actually brought Dr. Grant and Dr. Sattler and Dr. Malcolm back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nowhere near, but I agree. But the only reason I don't put it higher You know, when Jurassic Park first came out, it was like, oh my God, this is awesome. The dinosaurs
Yeah.
are like brought to life realistically.
Yeah.
But now at this point, I have seen Godzilla fighting King Kong in
Yeah.
Hong Kong, and I'm like,
It's different.
It's different now.
Yeah.
The wonder is gone.
No,
Right?
it's totally different. In 1992, me and you, Steve, it's probably Jurassic Park's probably the best movie we ever saw.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was the best movie we ever saw.
Oh,
at that
right.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I mean, the way
now,
that
now, I've seen some shit.
the way they did the dinosaurs, like in that entire, like I'll never forget the opening scene where you see the brontosaurus walking around. It's like, holy cow, this is unbelievable. Like you just wonder, like, how did they do that, right? With industrial
Now
light
they do
magic.
things
Now it's
that- now they do things in music videos that are better than that.
well, yeah. It's like I think the CGI's gotten worse actually in movies
Yeah.
now.
Well, oh, there's the meme out there where it's like
Hmm.
you take Davy Jones from the
Mhm.
second Pirates of the Caribbean movie, and it's like this was CGI 15 years ago. What happened?
What happened? Right? Yeah.
It's like that was superb.
Oh
What
yeah.
happened?
Like what happened over there?
Hollywood, are you on another cocaine habit that we don't know about?
Right? All right. How about another bad one?
Oh,
Should we go with another bad one?
Go
Sure.
for
Battlefield Earth.
it.
Battlefield Earth with John Travolta.
I've never
Scientology
seen it,
nonsense
so
movie.
yeah, so I'm gonna leave it to you guys. I've never seen it, and since it has John Travolta in it, it needs to go down to the bottom for me. But that's the only reason it needs to go down. Not that I don't hate John Travolta.
I saw it when I was younger,
Remember?
Okay.
and I didn't hate it, but I saw it again maybe like 5 years ago,
Mhm.
and it's really bad.
So then the question is,
Yeah.
if you're going to see it again, do you have to use the Clockwork Orange thing, or do you
Yeah,
have to,
I don't think I could.
Yeah.
I could not.
you
I
couldn't
could
bear
not
it?
sit through it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah.
It sounds bad, like even just the title.
Yeah. I remember watching probably 20 minutes of that movie, and then I changed the channel. I was like, what on earth am I
Yeah.
watching here? I don't know what was going on.
John Travolta is not a leading man.
Yeah. Disaster movie.
Face Off. I would disagree with you on Face Off.
yeah.
Yeah,
Face Off is very
One
good.
of the greatest. Yeah, it's his best. I think it's his best movie.
Oh, we should have thrown that in there actually in the top 30. But anyway,
Damn you.
yeah.
Right.
Disaster movie, gentlemen. Take off a spin on the, of course, the legendary disaster movies that are around. It's kind of a cheeky.
Well, since we
Funnish
used to do
movie.
that, I would put it in the might fall asleep.
There you go.
You okay with that, Johnny?
Yeah,
But yeah,
absolutely.
probably just like take a nap, have it on, and just wake up, and yeah, okay.
Oh, it's still on. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only 12. I can go back.
I can go back to
I'll eat
sleep?
lunch at
Okay.
1, It's fine.
All right.
Now the spoofs of Scary Movie 3 and Scary Movie 4,
Hmm.
I really enjoy because the same guys who did Airplane,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
and so the joke is kind of similar. So I love those, but all the rest of them are kind of like,
Yeah. Yeah. How about let's take a look at 12 Angry Men. 1950s movie, I believe. I forget when it came out. 1957, I believe. I think that could be right. Do a quick fact check on that. But 12 Angry Men, gents. I remember watching that movie long time ago.
I know of it.
Yeah.
it was fine.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
It was
It's
one
not-
of, one of those movies that you would have, like, I remember watching it, like, I think it was in social studies class. They had it on, and they were, like, kind of just talking about, like, how important it is to get your case right or something along those lines, in
Oh,
front of a
absolutely.
jury.
But I just don't think it doesn't pull,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, most of the movies from the 50s don't hold my attention.
Oh, there you go.
Just
There's some good ones, though.
Yeah, some
there
classics.
are,
Yeah.
but they're few and far between for me.
Yeah. All right. We'll do another one, I think, of Mr. Steve's favorites. Silence of the Lambs.
Oh,
Silence of the Lambs,
yeah.
Steve.
Oh, and it's not Gladiator, but
Oh, really?
me.
So you would
Yeah.
not watch it if the
I-
ticket was $100?
I think it's higher. I think it's that good of a movie.
You think it's
but but
I
it's that I think it's
Here
I'll
we
agree
go.
with it.
yeah, it's it.
Okay.
It's-
Move it up.
when you
Move it
talk
up.
about yeah, that's one of the best movies I think I've ever seen.
Okay.
It's one of the coolest things about it is you think Anthony Hopkins is in it like forever,
Mhm.
Mm.
and he's only on screen for like 12 minutes of the whole
And-
thing. It's-
Isn't that
And
amazing?
it's still his greatest performance, and he's been in 100 other good movies
Yeah.
that you could log thousands and thousands of hours,
Mm-hmm.
but yet that character
Yeah.
and everybody else in the movie is fucking great.
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Jodie
Like,
Foster was great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
My dad still can't watch the TV show Monk without like cringing because the captain of the San Francisco police is the
Mhm.
guy who played Buffalo Bill.
That's
And he's
awesome.
like, that's all I ever see him as is Buffalo Bill.
That's awesome.
Oh wait, was she a great big fat person?
That's awesome.
That's great. All right. Let's do a little Star Wars. Empire Strikes Back,
Ah.
gentlemen. Empire. We're not going to talk about the ones that just recently came out. the
It's my
Jar Jar-
movie. Empire's my movie, so I have to.
So that would be
Yeah, I have
$100?
to put it high. Yeah, I
Yeah.
have to put it high. That's
For
my
me,
movie.
it's Gladiator, not Gladiator, but because
Okay.
Return
Return
of the
is
Jedi
better?
is my favorite.
Yeah,
Okay.
Matt, you make the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with Steve on this one.
Cool.
I think I would probably put it there. I think Return of the Jedi is probably the best one of the three
I
of the
love Return of
originals.
the Jedi.
Yeah.
I just like Empire.
Empire's great though. It's like, oh
It's a great movie, absolutely.
yeah. Let's go with Jaws: The Revenge.
Oh, I thought that was the real Jaws. Damn.
Jaws: The Revenge, where Jaws is after somebody for revenge, even though he died in the first movie.
You literally have to get me to. You need Q-tips in my eyes. Q-tips in my eyes. Q-tips. It doesn't matter. You need to punch me in the face to watch that movie.
I didn't realize that this movie was even I thought this wasn't like a real movie when I first heard about it.
Oh, it's real.
This movie taught me at a very young age that sometimes a sequel needs to be left on the tablet.
Needs to be on the cutting room
That's
floor.
how bad that
Yeah.
yeah, like you can write it, but throw it the fuck away.
Yeah.
Like it should not turn into a movie.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Jaws was up here.
Hmm.
Yes.
Jaws 2 was okay.
Yes.
Everything after that. And to have
Yeah.
the premise be the shark is after, I think Brody was even dead at this point. So it was like he was after his son for revenge. Like,
He-
no.
He's taking revenge on my brother, sister's cousin.
Oh my gosh.
Because he
Thank
killed
God I
another
didn't
of
see
my
it.
kind.
Yeah, exactly.
And with that,
Hmm.
Michael Caine is now represented in both the top tier and the bottom, tier.
Yes.
Because he was in
Oh.
that. He was in that
Yeah,
disaster.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
that's what makes him great.
Exactly. All right. Saving Private Ryan, gentlemen. You know how I feel about this.
I don't
Yeah,
have a
we
bad
know
word.
that.
Yeah, I don't have a bad word to say about it. It could be. You have my vote for top.
Yeah.
And that was a tremendous. It's a tremendous movie.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I wouldn't pay $100 for it, but if that's where you two want to put it, then
yeah,
go ahead.
I would definitely pay $100 to see it, especially if it were to go to the USO or some sort of other organization. Shout out to my dad.
It was a tremendous.
Yeah, it's a great movie. Yeah. I still get emotional every time I watch it.
Mhm.
It's like, oh my gosh, especially at the end. It's unbelievable. But yeah. Inception. Christopher Nolan movie, gentlemen. Another Chris
Yeah,
Nolan
right.
movie. Inception.
It's not Gladiator, but
But
movie for me.
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that.
That's a really
loved
good movie.
That one I have to see. I've heard so many good things
It's
about
so-
it.
Matt, it's so good.
Mm.
It's so good.
But you really need to pay attention.
Yes, yes, but it is so goddamn good.
Oh, it's good, but you really need to pay attention because if you don't, you're gonna lose it.
I was just going to say, like,
Yeah,
I watched Interstellar, and I have a feeling Inception is kind of like Interstellar. Like, you have to really.
It's
Little
even
bit.
more complicated than
Little
Interstellar.
God,
bit, little
really?
bit, but yeah.
Oh
But
God.
Inception, Inception. It's funny because I said to Steve a while ago when I saw Oppenheimer, I was telling him how much I liked it, and then I watched Inception again, and I was just like, fuck, man. That's a good movie.
Yeah.
Like, it was crazy because Oppenheimer threw me for a loop. I didn't want to watch another movie, and then my next movie I watched was Inception again, and I was like, oh damn. That's a great movie.
That's wild. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. You have to try that. Let's go with a classic. Gone with the Wind, gentlemen.
I
course.
have never seen it.
Frankly,
I
my
might
dear,
fall asleep.
Yeah. I might fall
really
asleep.
for both of yeah.
I've
Yeah.
never said. I'm pretty sure it was acted really well for its time, but I don't think its time comes to my
No.
keeping me. We just talked about Inception and Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Like, it's like
Right.
Come with the Wind's not catching me, and I love a great romantic film.
Yeah.
I have no problem with
Yeah.
good romantic. I just don't think that's it.
I mean, it was a different time era too back in the day, like when that movie came
Yeah.
out. That was like the writing was good, the acting was good, and I'm not saying that it could be worse now. But like Inception is, what you guys were talking about with that movie. That sounds like it's a terrific movie. This was it's a product of a bygone era. It's a Hollywood that doesn't really exist anymore. And I would love to see it kind of go back, maybe not necessarily back to the Gone to the Wind roots, but let's get back to what people want to see.
Oh, 100% agree with you.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what people wanted at that time.
Yeah.
But I don't think it doesn't catch.
Well, case in point, I had a throwaway line about the Oscars at the beginning of the topic.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only movie I recognized name-wise from the whole list of things that were nominated was Dune 2.
Yeah.
That was like,
And that was it.
it's like, that's how out of touch they are. With
Yeah,
this.
exactly. It's crazy. Yeah. Let's go Godfather Part 2. The second one. Godfather Part 2.
Part 2. See, there's a lot of people who say Part 2 is better than Part 1.
Yeah,
I prefer Part 1.
You prefer the first one? Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now, in Part 2, I do really enjoy the scenes of young Vito, played by Robert De Niro,
Mhm.
when he's coming up.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And I really hate Al Pacino and his congressional testifying.
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Part 2.
Understood. I can understand that.
Yep.
For me, I think it's not Gladiator, but
I agree.
Okay, there you go.
Yep.
Cool. Let's do another Al Pacino movie then. Goodfellas.
he's not in Goodfellas.
Oh, he's not. I thought he was for
No.
some reason. Oh, my fault.
No, it's everybody but Albert.
Yeah. Got it.
That's true. Yes.
Yeah. Goodfellas.
I never really liked Goodfellas all that much.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I would say the
For
same.
what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't think it gets more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, it was my introduction to Ray Liotta. Thank you.
There you go.
but
There you go.
but he did so much after that I don't think of him as I was a guy in Goodfellas. Like
Mhm.
I think of him as an actor that I enjoyed.
There you go. Okay.
I remember him as the guy who Hannibal Lecter made him eat his own brains.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Sorry.
Yeah. That's
What
quite
a
the
tremendous
visual.
actor.
Yeah, there are a lot of people who like elevate Goodfellas to.
Yeah.
It never
Yeah, it just never
did
appealed
it for me.
I got it.
No, it was
I think The Godfather 1 and 2 are infinitely better than Goodfellas.
There you go.
Yeah, I think they made Goodfellas
Mm-hmm.
because of the early success of the Ma movie, and they tried to reinvent
Oh,
that
yeah.
again.
Mhm.
And I mean, there were a couple good scenes. When I can't even remember his name.
Joe
Got
Pesci.
got whacked.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
And they flushed
Yeah,
the
but,
cocaine. They flushed the cocaine down, and then he goes to the jail cell, and he teaches them like the rules, like stop being an idiot.
Mhm.
Like,
There you go.
it's got some good quality, but not something. It's fine.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
guys. Let's go with The Happening. Mark Wahlberg M. Night Shyamalan, trees are telling people to kill one another.
It literally might be the worst M. Night Shyamalan movie ever.
That's up there. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I'd put it on the same level of Jaws: The Revenge or the
No.
So,
It's-
So you might fall asleep in a
yeah,
theater?
yeah.
Yeah, I might fall asleep.
Okay.
But, yeah.
I mean, I hated The Village.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That to me was his worst ever.
Mm.
But yeah, it's
That
his
Happening
worst
is
ever
close
still
to
is-
that.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
still close to that.
Yeah.
He still hasn't wrote his worst ever.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's still a work in
Yikes.
progress. How
and I
about
like him actually as a
he
writer
is
director.
starting to get a little
I
bit better.
do
That's
like
true.
him.
Yeah.
I do like him.
The Lion King. Not the remake that was done. We're talking
No, the
the
original.
original
the
animated.
'94 cartoon animated.
Yeah, that goes as high as I can.
$100.
put it. Yeah,
$100.
$100, yeah.
$100.
Yeah.
One of Disney's all-time greatest movies, right? I mean, it's
I
got to
adore
be.
that movie.
I think
Yeah.
it might be their greatest movie.
Oh yeah,
Oh wow, that's saying
Absolutely.
something. Yeah.
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 Because they've had a lot
Of all their animated films, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
such a good story. It's such a better story than they've ever done. It's a great story.
There you go. Love it. Okay, I'm looking at it. I gotta get it out of the way. Cats.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, Clockwork. Without a doubt, it was the worst.
I don't know.
Whoever spent money on that.
Oh God.
That's literally like going to New York City, buying cocaine, whiskey, and jumping off a bridge at the exact same time.
Maybe
Like,
smoking
why
some weed
would
on
you
top
make-
of it. Yeah.
Why would you make that movie?
Oh, I don't know, John.
And the effects to turn people into cats was.
Oh.
Yes.
You might have had a better movie if you just made them actual cats,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like
Yeah.
No,
not
if it was
humanoid
just- yeah,
cat.
if
Like
it-
yeah.
But
Yeah, if it
actual
was just
cats.
the movie would be fine.
Yeah. Yeah. But no, we had to have actors and actresses.
Yeah, it's
Ugh. I'm
Transforming.
getting chills up my back just thinking about it.
I know. Here's another.
It's like Waterworld with cats.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of.
Oof, that one's not on this list.
That one is down this list, thank God.
Ooh.
Another equally bad one. You guys know where I'm going with this one. Batman and Robin, the bane of my existence.
Oh yes.
All right, Matt, stick it. 'Cause we already
Yeah,
did
yeah,
that.
I'll stick it somewhere.
Just put it. Just put
Gotta
it
put that
somewhere.
right there.
Nice to see you. Everybody chill.
I'm way more.
And those are his
forgiving-
only two good lines of the movie.
I'm way more forgiving than Steve is about movies.
Yeah.
I'll sit for a little while. I was out.
You
5
do
seconds
realize
into
that, like, if I mean, when I went to go see that movie with my dear aunt, who I love
I'm
very
sorry.
dearly,
Not that you had to go with your aunt, but the fact that you guys had to see that movie. You
we,
coulda-
we sat there.
Could have
We were the
pizza,
only
it
two in the
would've been better.
theater, you know, that kind of. I'm thinking, like,
You were the only two in the theater?
and I'm thinking, well, wait a minute, what's going on here? This is a Batman movie. This has got to be good. No, it wasn't good within the first like 5 minutes of it. It was like, oh my god. And then when it was like, "Nice to see you," I mean, it was Schwarzenegger's like one and only good line.
Matt's got trauma about that, apparently.
I want that 2 hours back, John. You have no idea. I want that refunded now.
You need to, Matt. Please. Let's forgive and forget.
No, I can't. Maybe I need the tooth and eye surgery. I don't know.
Possibly.
We can arrange that for you.
There you go. Zoolander 2. Let's keep the hits coming, gents.
Oh, that's Zoolander 2?
yeah, the
Yeah,
second one.
that's
one.
That's dog shit.
Oh.
Zoolander would be up near the top for me. I do not know. I do not like that. I did not like.
Oh, you don't. You did not like
Yeah,
it.
no.
No, the original Zoolander.
The
was good.
original
Yeah.
Zoolander could have been up at the top, but
Yeah,
no,
this
no,
is the
not
second
Zoolander
one.
2.
This is
Yeah.
the second one.
Yeah.
Every time I think of Zoolander, I think
You're
of
not-
Jerry. I think of Jerry Stiller when he
Yeah.
pulls out the hands-free kit for his
Yep.
phone, and he turns to everybody. He's like, "I'm afraid of the radiation." So he, and he makes a phone call.
Oh God.
Yeah, but Zoolander. Okay, Zoolander 2. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll put
Yeah.
that there.
Terrible.
Pulp Fiction, gentlemen.
I
Another.
didn't hate it.
This one. Is this a not Gladiator butt?
Not for me.
You'd
It's
watch it if it
fine.
were $100.
No, to me, it was fine.
It was fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's fine. It was.
There are people who lose their shit over it and like, oh, this is so awesome. This is great. And I'm like,
There are better Quentin Tarantino movies,
Mhm.
but I like this one.
Oh, there you go.
Like, if that makes any sense.
Okay. Okay. The Departed. Got 5 more to go. The Departed.
I
Gents.
love that movie. I love that movie more than.
Mm.
I don't
Steve,
own it, but I watch it a lot on
Yeah,
TV.
yeah.
when it comes
Okay.
on.
I own it.
So
And I watch it on streaming too.
is it here?
It might be one of the greatest movies I've ever seen.
I
to be
would put it
honest with
in.
you.
To me, it's not Gladiator, but
Oh, it's higher for me, but
Oh,
but
man.
we can fall there. It's fine. It's
You're
such
fine
a
with
good
that being
movie.
there, Johnny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Such a good movie.
what?
Yeah.
You guys want to smoke? What? You don't smoke? What are you, one of those fitness freaks? Go fuck yourself.
Dude, the body off the apartment complex when he's
Mm.
walking away. Just
Oh,
the
Martin.
splat. Yeah,
Yeah.
just the splat and then the shaking of confidence. Like,
oh my gosh.
it's one of the best
No.
scenes ever.
That's
My
funny.
favorite. One of my favorites is microprocessors. Yeah, I don't know what they are. I don't know what they are. You don't know what they are. Who gives a shit? And Mark Wahlberg in that movie.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, it is amazing.
He's so good. He is such a great.
He earned all my respect after that movie.
Well, maybe we'll have to do this in a future episode. Just thinking about this, like all the different Mark Wahlberg movies, because he's had like a number of them that have been really, really
He's an
good.
interesting cat.
Now he's also had some misses as well.
yeah.
Shooter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and there've been a few others in there, but Italian Job's great. That's a great movie with Charlize Theron. That kind of
That's
a
what
deal.
Matt liked it right there. I heard it right in the voice. I heard it right in the
Love it.
voice.
Blade Runner, gents.
Ooh, I'd pay $100 to see that.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
yeah.
wait. Is this the director's cut?
For this episode, yes, it is the director's cut.
Okay, then I put it in the $100.
You put in
Yeah,
$100.
Because it
straight-
gets-
Yep.
It gets rid of the voiceover stuff.
Oh, there you go.
Yep.
And-
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Rutger Hauer's, that was his name, right?
I think it
I
is. Yeah.
believe so. Yeah.
Rutger Hauer's monologue at the end of that movie
Hmm.
is like amazing.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Toy Story, Pixar movie.
$100.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah, it ranks right up there, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
So good.
I mean, it's
So
one
good.
of the all-time
It's-
best.
That was it Pixar?
It is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's on like we say about Disney with Lion King. I think it was Pixar's best movie.
Yeah, that's a
and
good point.
I like a lot of Pixar movies.
And-
So-
well, I actually think Toy Story 3 was the best of all of them.
Oh, okay.
possibly, but
Um,
Toy Story
but yeah.
kinda started everything.
Oh,
off,
yeah.
so-
I was a
Absolutely.
big fan of Cars, though. Cars was my Pixar movie. I loved Cars, the first one.
think
thought that was a great
Monsters,
movie.
Inc. was mine.
Okay,
Pixar movie.
there you go.
Or that was DreamWorks. Never mind. That was DreamWorks.
No. Monsters Inc. was
it
Pixar.
Pixar?
That was Pixar.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Monsters Inc. I think was mine, but
Yeah.
that's not all. But Toy Story started everything. so
Oh,
that's
it did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
That,
the
that
go-to
launched
style.
that entire studio.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Geely.
I was wondering what that was down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
I couldn't tell. It
Yeah.
looked almost like grease because it looks like
Yeah.
A little bit.
greasy.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
It's really bad.
I think it's single-handedly the worst movie that was ever made. And I never even saw it, but critically
Yeah.
reading about it on the internet, it literally might be the worst movie that was
Of
ever
all
You-
time.
You
Yeah.
know that
Yeah.
meme from Predator where Arnold and Carl
Mhm.
Weathers are
Mm.
Yep.
clasping hands
Yep.
and it's like names that's like critics and fans and it's like one of the few times they actually agree
that
on
everybody came together and was
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what the hell,
Hell
did you do?
Was that? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Why did you spend that money?
Well, speaking of spending money very wisely, we end our top 30 of movies, gents, with The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King.
The Return of the King.
The third one. This one
Me,
is
it's
a
a-
no-brainer for me.
Well, for me it's not Gladiator but
You're kidding me.
Yeah,
Why?
that's where I'm at too.
Really?
Yeah.
It's here for me. I think
the
it's one
ending goes
I know.
on for
Forever.
so long.
Yeah. No, that's
I-
fair. That's totally fair.
I leave with only thing Clerks 2
Mm.
when Randall did the thing about the ring where he walked across and walked across and walked across and walked across and he dropped the ring and he went. That's kinda, I was like, and I know that the character he's playing is supposed to be like a Star Wars freak,
Mm.
but him personally, hearing him in interviews, he did that because that's how he felt about the ending of it.
Mm.
He was very mad about it. And he's a huge Lord of the Rings fan, and it always stuck in my brain. So I'm like, you can't be great because you finished it like that.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. I totally agree. I think for me, it was just, I think
It's
I
a
never saw it in the
phenomenal
theater. I would
movie.
have loved to see it in the theater. I think
it's a
just seeing that in an
phenomenal
IMAX theater would be unbelievable and seeing all of that. But,
Oh, yeah.
but I totally
I
get.
saw it in the theater, and yeah, it was like, oh, wait, okay, we're done now. Oh wait,
Well, wait.
okay, we're done. now.
Oh, wait. Yeah. And it's like,
He's
well,
like, God, I gotta pee.
It was
I-
it was already at 3 hours, and then you tack on
Yes.
another 20 minutes of like,
yeah.
we have to have each individual person say individually goodbye to every other
Mhm.
individual person.
And it got super emotional at the end. It was like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh, okay. It's like, let's tone it down just a little bit.
And the guy who did all the work, really, Sam,
Mm.
Yeah.
doesn't even get to go on the shit. Like Frodo, who almost single-handedly fucked it up
Oh, yeah.
Constantly.
multiple times. It's like, hey, I'm going on the ship with the elves.
It's like, I'm out of here.
Sucks to be you guys.
I'm a crackhead. I'm gonna mess this whole thing up.
Still one of the greatest works, obviously, of all time with
Oh, it was a great movie.
Professor
great movie.
Tolkien
Yeah,
and all.
production, writing,
Yeah.
the way they shot it, a beautiful movie. That's why
I like
think
this list though.
it's-
I think it's a very fair list. I think of all of us.
I think so.
There'll be
Great
some
I agree.
controversy, a little bit with Pulp Fiction, I'm sure, and Goodfellas in there. But overall, I think we're
bro,
spot
come
on.
at me, bro.
I love it.
Um,
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do this again because there was no Terminator 2 on this list.
No.
And
well, what we will do in the future, I think we should do a S tier of where we submit 10 each, both,
Ooh,
and
I
then
kinda
we'll
like
do
that.
it. But it'll be something, a little later on that we'll try, like something like that, where
That's a
it's
great
like
idea.
where we actually have to we'll die on these hills.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll trade 5 good movies and 5 bad movies, and we'll
Yeah.
swap them and see. It.
Yeah, maybe we
I
can do
like
it that
idea.
way.
Yeah, and we'll
Yeah.
die on the hill.
There you go. Love it.
Awesome.
All right.
All right.
Steve?
Well, that ends episode 232. Yes.
Yeah,
We'll be
it's
back.
right there.
Where? Where
Right
is it?
there.
Are you talking about my show notes? Because I closed them. Well, I can't read that. What's wrong with you people?
I can with my new glasses.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
There's teeth in them glasses. All right. Well, we'll be back next week with more mischief in episode 233. But until then, get out.